If you see forward alert not available warning in your Range Rover, the first thing to check is the damage of your front bumper. And it's connected not with the bumper, of course, but with the radar sensor that is located right behind the bumper. And there is a very small clearance between the bumper and the radar sensor. So when you get into even a very minor collision, very minor accident, it may damage the radar sensor. Not the radar sensor itself in most cases, but the metal bracket that holds this radar sensor. It's very thin bracket, and there is the reason behind why it's thin, because when there is an impact, this bracket will change its shape immediately, and it may save the radar, the quite expensive radar sensor, from breaking down. And you will just need to replace this metal bracket that costs about 20 euros, which is not that expensive. But the thing is that when this radar changes its position even several millimeters, the system will stop working, and all systems that rely on this radar sensor readings, they stop working in your Range Rover. Of course, before you pay for any repairs, you need to check that the radar sensor area is absolutely clean. Check the position of the radar sensor, the location of the radar sensor in your vehicle, and clean that area pretty carefully. And one more important thing to do is to check the car with the OBD2 scanner, because sometimes the forward alert not available is not connected with the radar, but with wiring and with some sensor glitching, and you may catch this and avoid spending hundreds and hundreds of euros on just repairs. It's especially important when you see other warnings and messages and lights along with the forward alert not available. This can be the ABS sensor, this can be the steering angle sensor, because all these sensors, they take part in traction control and in adaptive cruise control, and they take part in a lot of automatic features that are based on the radar sensor. So when the ABS sensor or steering angle sensor, they are not working properly and don't give proper readings to the control modules, it may easily lead to this forward alert not available message and to a lot of other warnings and lights. Sometimes when you see very different codes, like you can see the code for the steering angle sensor, for the radar control, and some other random codes when you check the car with the OBD scanner, sometimes it's just enough to reset all these things, so to clear the codes and to recalibrate the sensors, because in a modern Range Rover, when the battery goes down, when the battery is low and the voltage in the car is low, it may lead to issues with the sensor readings, it may lead to issues with the sensors. And when you recalibrate them, when the battery is okay, when the battery has good charge and gives proper voltage, you recalibrate these sensors and the problems go away. Of course, if you can't find the reason for this warning, you can also check the batteries, the main 12-volt battery and the auxiliary battery in your car. Because when one of the batteries has low voltage, it can lead to any random error message, warning, light, any scenario in the new Range Rover vehicle. So check the battery with a load tester, not just with a multimeter, because these new AGM batteries, they will show 12.5 volts in whatever condition they are, and if you give some load to them, the voltage may drop. So the load tester is the proper way to test these kinds of batteries.